focus on the Food Bar Fridays with Justin. That's coming along awesomely, but I was thinking I hadn't done one of my videos for potential students coming in, and decided, hey, I got some time. I'm actually down here delivering in the caves in Springfield. Might as well just do something with my time. So also, if you can tell, the truck starts shaking, that'd be why, because they're taking stuff off the back of the truck. So here recently, there are so many different Facebook pages now when it comes to students coming in. We have Prime drivers, we have Drive for Prime, we have Prime, PSD, and TNT students. A lot of information is coming at you guys. When I say you guys, potential students that are coming in. And this is more so of my ideas on tips for success in getting through Prime orientation. So we were saying, like, Prime Time Fitz, shouldn't be that hard to get through orientation. It can be. So the reason why I say it can be is whenever people end up coming in and don't treat it like what it is. Orientation, especially whenever you're coming into Prime and you're coming in as a PSD student, you don't have your CDL yet. So what you're doing is you don't have a job until you get that CDL. So if you look at this, it's a prolonged prolonged job interview. So you have to treat it as such. So focus is a key point. Keeping yourself focused on that goal. The goal right now isn't like how many trucks you're going to have, how many fleets you're going to end up owning. No, that's a goal. But the thing is, what your main mindset needs to be is getting the information down when it comes to the pre-trip, the backing, and the driving. That's what you need to focus on whenever you get here. A lot of students that I've been seeing will end up having a harder time in getting through orientation. And what I call orientation is all the way through the PSD process. So orientation to me isn't just that first week whenever you're going through all of the classes and everything like that. Orientation to me is going through until you get your CDL. So at the end of the PSD process, before that you go into TNT, that's what I call the orientation process. So stay focused. Stay focused on what your instructor tells you to do. So there's the other thing. Listen. I tell my students this. Gotta give you 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth for a reason. Keep these open and try to keep this shut as much as possible. You're going to be taking in a lot of information. Focus on that information that you're being given. It's great to have goals. I'm not saying not to have goals, but you need to be focused on the job at hand. 2, the right mindset. Now, when I say the right mindset, what I mean, there's been students that have been coming through the program that have a lackadaisical attitude. They have let's say they don't want to be here. So I get it. This job may not be your glamorous, hey, this is the job I've always wanted. I understand that, but right now is the job of what you need, is the job of what you applied for. So put your all into it. Come in motivated. Your motivation is going to drive this whole process going forward. The way that you come in and your mindset can be the difference between you passing and you failing. Now, the reason why I go into that is mindset for passing and failing goes like you're coming into this. If all I think about is all the different ways of how I can fail, then that's what's going to happen. But if I start to change the way that I think and think of all the different ways of what I can pass and all the different ways of which I can do this, that is going to help you going forward. That is going to help you in your mind, because everybody says that it's a mental game. It really is. It all starts right up in here. It starts on what your drive is in order to do this. So that's my second thing, mindset. Number 3, money. Now don't think that, Sean, prime time, we're talking about money here. No. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people coming in and focusing on only what that guy made. I want to know what he made. I want to know what he made. That doesn't mean anything to you right now. It doesn't mean anything. Can you come to Prime and make a lot of money? Yes. But you have to be hired, and you're not hired yet. Number 2, that's going to take time. The guy that you see with the paychecks, and I'll just go ahead and say right now, most of the time when people go and show you their paychecks, they're only going to show you the better ones. They're not going to show you all the different times of whenever they didn't have a really good paycheck. That's embarrassing. They're only going to show you the good ones. So you're getting jaded information. So, but whenever you need to be working on pre-trip backing and road, that is all you need to be working on. Don't undercut your instructor. And what I mean by that, there's a lot of eyes that are out here at Prime. There's a lot of eyes out there on the pad. There's a lot of eyes out there on the road. There's a lot of eyes that are over at the campus. And the campus is where you'll be staying. And depending on how you go through the program, you could be staying there for a little while. You could be staying there for a long period of time. But that's neither here nor there. There's too many times of when a student is having a bad time or fails for a certain reason that they turn that reason around and they say that, oh, I failed because I failed because that examiner didn't like me. No. Well, I failed because my instructor made me fail. No. That's not the case. The problem is that you go and put this information out, or you're taking this information from these people that you don't need to be taking their information from. Meaning that they may be sitting over in the smoke pit or the smoking area, whatever you would call it. Smoke pit was a Navy thing, I get it. But over the smoke pit, that is a dangerous place to be, especially for a student. You have a lot of people that are there. There's some people that are there that came back to Prime to get fired. So, I mean, don't just sit over there and listen to people. And number 3, this kind of goes along with listening to other people. Do not listen to any other instructor. Do not listen to any other students about backing or any sort of thing like that whenever you don't have the same instructor as they do, because that undercuts the entire process. That is going to make a situation of which could be great really bad, because now that student is thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be doing it like this guy over here because he was telling me about, look here, when all that instructor wants to do is tell you, hey, look over here. So you're going to come in, you're going to make friends. I'm not saying that you're not going to do that, but you got to look at it this way. You and them are competing for the same job. There comes a time where you might want to start thinking a little bit selfishly, especially whenever it comes to getting the job. You are here to get a job. You're not here to meet people. You're not here to make friends. You are here to get the job. All of that stuff will come later. You need to be focused on what you're doing here and now. So, those are just some of my tips whenever it comes. This is coming from being an instructor for as long as I have, going through the PSD process, because I went through the PSD process almost 6 years ago. I understand it. I know all the pressures. I know that there's exterior pressures, that everybody's got stuff that's going on at home, but you got to put that aside, because that situation that's going on back home isn't going to change with you going back. You're going to be in that much of a worse situation now that you go back, and now you owe Prime money. If you stayed at a certain time or a certain period of time, over 7 days, I believe it is, you stay longer than 7 days, then you're going to end up having, if you wanted to go home, you're still going to owe money to Prime. So you're going to be in a worse off situation by going home. Stay here, stay motivated. You can do this. This can be difficult at times. The reason why it's difficult is because we have to make sure that you are safe out on the road. We've got to make sure of that, because lives are on the line. But I want to say congratulations to all those that are coming in to the PSD process. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, come out to the pad, come see me. Like I said, I'm fairly recognizable from almost any angle. I'm one of the taller dudes out there, drive a green truck, actually the same green as the shirt. So come out, ask me some questions. I have no problem answering them, as long as they don't have to do with backing and you have a different instructor there. So until next time, go ahead and drive safe, and it's going to be Primetown Fitz out. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you've always wanted to get your CDL but not knowing how to do it, I want you to go ahead and go to driveforprime.com. I'm a CDL instructor, and if you end up wanting to have me as your CDL instructor, go ahead and put my driver code on your application, and when you come in, we'll see if you can end up getting a link to me. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and ring that bell in that upper right-hand corner. That way that you'll end up knowing when I have new content coming out. Until then, drive safe.